Strike coming in from the right-hand side from Krupi. There was also a good chance when Julio Soler shot deflected, beat the goalkeeper and hit the... Well, it's a very warm welcome back to second half independent off-tube studio commentary from the game at the Vitality Stadium. It's the Carabao Cup second round, an all-Premier League clash. It's Bournemouth 0, Brentford 1 at the start of this second half. Brentford taking the lead on 34 minutes through Fabio Carvalho after a headed assist from Christopher Ajer. And there's been a couple of changes for Bournemouth. We're looking to see if Brentford were going to make a change, but I don't think they've made it at half-time. They might be looking to make one early on in the second half. But the two changes for Bournemouth are Antoine Semenyo coming on for Ben Gannon-Doak, and also in defence, Marcos Senesi coming on for Bafode Diakite. So we can confirm there's been no changes for Brentford as yet, but there's been a strong challenge there over on the right-hand side. And Milambo, who we both mentioned, was a little bit anonymous in that first half. He's back on his feet now. He needs to have a much better second half, I think, for Brentford. But it's myself, Paul Szczerbakowicz, Josh Makin taking the action. Josh, two changes there from Andoni Iraola, bringing on two regular Premier League starting 11 players. He clearly wants a bit more quality in this second half. Yeah,
he certainly does. I mentioned to you, didn't I, Paul, just before the end of the first half, that I think Ben Doak was running out of ideas a little bit on that right side. It seemed like Rico Henry had his number a little bit. Doak was finding it frustrating, trying to get round him and going down the outside and the inside as well, cutting onto his left foot, maybe a bit predictable in the end. So they brought on Antoine Semenyo, who's obviously one of the star players in that Bournemouth team. He's got those 2 goals at Anfield and had a big part to play in that Wolves game at the weekend. You know what he'll bring? He's on the ball now as well, a few step overs, so he looks like he'll be the catalyst for any sort of result Bournemouth can get here. Yeah,
putting Ajer under pressure straight away. Then a ball is played back and it's a long looping ball into the box which is headed across, and actually that's nice work. I think he had gone out for a goal kick anyway, so although he was trying his best there was Amin Adli. He couldn't keep the ball in place. So just to remind you, the two 11s then for Bournemouth, it is Dorda Petrovic in goal, back for Julian Orio, James Hill, Marcos Senesi, who comes on for Diakite, and Julio Soler. The two holding midfielders are Alex Scott and Ryan Christie. The three ahead of them are Amin Adli, Justin Kluivert, and Antoine Semenyo, who comes on for Ben Gannon-Doak. Eli Krupi Jr. continues up front. For Brentford, it is Henrik Valdemarsen in goal. Then a back three of Christopher Ajer, Ethan Pinnock and Sepp Vandenberg. The four across the middle are Aaron Hickey, Matthias Jensen, Frank Onyeka and Rico Henry, with Anthony Milambo, Fabio Carvalho and Kevin Schade making the attacking three, as Senesi is unhappy with something here. I think he was frustrated that he was taking a throw on. The referee was still checking to see what happened to Aaron Hickey, who's hobbling a little bit there, but it will be a throw on to Bournemouth now down their left-hand side. It's with Julio Soler. It's a short throw in towards Adli. This then played back towards Soler, all the way back now towards the goalkeeper Petrovic. Not too much pressure on him here as he's able to get the ball out towards James Hill. Now over towards the right-hand side here for Orio, being closed down. But from Bournemouth's point of view, I mean, they may not be able to start as sort of lively as they did in the first, because Brentford will be trying to stay a bit more in shape. But from Bournemouth's point of view, they need to try and bring in some urgency, because I think we both sort of know is that towards the end of the half, Bournemouth had plenty of possession, but Brentford was sort of wise to what they were trying to do. Yeah, they certainly won. I think the longer this game goes on without a Bournemouth goal, the easier it is for Brentford. They'll be able to just keep soaking it all up, and they'll start to get comfortable. Bournemouth can't afford to let that happen. They've got to be quicker with their passing in and around the box. It's all too easy for Brentford to read. They're sort of going from side to side. There's no great balls being played into the penalty area, and Brentford have found it easy so far. It's a changed back line, of course, from that 1-0 win over Aston Villa, but they've still looked every bit as comfortable as the starting centre. Well, they're on the attack now, Brentford, at the edge of the area. Carvalho going back to Jensen now, on Onyeka and Jensen exchanging passes, and then Jensen fires one down the left-hand side of Henry, just about gets there in time, but that ball played in towards Milambo, was just behind him. He couldn't quite get the touch he wanted to play it through towards Carvalho, and all of a sudden Bournemouth can go on the counter here. It's played down the right-hand side, but as Krupi tried to turn, runs straight into the frame of Ethan Pinnock, and now Jensen down the left-hand side for Brentford. Ryan Christie wants the throw-on. Referee Michael Salisbury disagrees. It will be a throw-on to Brentford, but this ball from Jensen almost looked overhit at one point.
Yeah, almost perfect.
Well, maybe it was overhit, actually.
I think it was just slightly over from Rico Henry, but very good from him anyway, just to try and have any sort of chance of keeping that in. Nice ball into the box. It's what Bournemouth are sort of crying out for at the moment. You know, the full-backs getting high up the pitch and maybe putting crosses into the box like that one in the end doesn't work out for Brentford, but an encouraging start to the half from them. It's, compared to the first half when Bournemouth were all over them within the first couple of minutes, they've settled nicely in this one. They're letting Bournemouth have the ball, but don't look in any real trouble at all.
No, it's been difficult here for Bournemouth inside these first 5 minutes to get any kind of meaningful possession in front of the Brentford penalty. There was that one early ball into the box, and other than that, it's all been sort of stuck in midfield, and Brentford have had a couple of minutes trying to get forward themselves. But it is the home side back in possession here, With the ball now on the right-hand side here with Arroyo. Towards Adley, who switched sides now that Semenyo is on. He's going to be playing on the left, which is what he prefers. Semenyo now trying to get a first-time ball in, and that's a strong challenge there, putting it diplomatically there from Sepp Vandenberg. One Dutchman crunching another, and the referee not interested really, just going to be a free kick, which Bournemouth have taken quickly. It's gone all the way towards the edge here for Krupi, but it wasn't a bad idea, I suppose, to play the ball in early, but even so, Krupi was surrounded by players. Now Rico Henry is stopped in his tracks, and that's going to be a yellow card here for Adley. Yeah,
it's the first yellow card of the game as well, I believe, for either side in this one. Adley just pulling back Rico Henry on the counter-attack. It's definitely a yellow card, one of the most obvious ones that you'll see. But yeah, with the free kick, I like it in a way. They're trying something new. It's been very predictable from Bournemouth so far going forward, so maybe just trying to catch the defenders by surprise on that occasion. It doesn't work out, and Krupi can't bring it down under the pressure of the centre-halves, who are just closing him down on that occasion. But yeah, it's a nice idea from Bournemouth, just doesn't quite get executed well.
No, it doesn't, and Adley they're trying to tell the referee it's my first one, but that's not going to wash too much with the official, because it's still a deliberate foul. But a ball over the top now for Sharda. He's onside, he gets to the edge of the area, but he needs some support. He's been forced out wide. Sharda then breaks into the box, hits the deck. He's like he was expecting a penalty. The referee and the assistant aren't interested. Now they want a corner kick. I'm not even sure they're going to get that. I think they might get that as a consolation, but we'll see from this replay here, Josh, as Sharda breaks into the box. Not too much, not enough contact there, I don't think.
No, I don't think that's ever going to be given as a penalty. I don't think James Hill was ever really worried. They just get side by side, don't they? Sharda doesn't even appeal it that much in the end. He maybe thinks about it on the initial contact, but it's not coming from anyone else as well. I think it's an easy decision for
and it wasn't a corner kick in the end either. Bournemouth have taken a goal kick quickly, and suddenly Brentford have been caught napping. It's all the way to the edge of the area here for Adley. Puts it onto his left foot and goes for goal, and Valdemarsson could see that one coming, I think, as he dives across there, the goalkeeper. It was at his near post, and he's able to make an easy save in the end.
Yeah, he does. Almost makes a bit of a meal out of it, though, and spills it just a little bit. Luckily for him, there's no Bournemouth players who are following it up. But yeah, better from Adley, just sort of cutting in on his right and on his left-hand side, I should say. This time, the shot's never really on. It's too far back, doesn't wrap his foot around it nearly enough to maybe get it into the far corner even, or get the power that's needed to beat Valdemarsson at his near post. But it's better from Bournemouth being a little bit more direct and having shots on the edge of the box. I think that will serve them well when they've got this many Brentford players in front of them. Maybe try and use the deflection if you can with the shots from the edge of the area. That might be the way to go about this one. That's good pressing from Semenyo.
It is. It just forces a clearance to nobody in particular on the halfway line. So Bournemouth get possession back here now. It's with Arroyo to Alex Scott. Back to Arroyo again. He's got support on the left, on the right hand side here with Adley. He goes back towards the halfway line. Hill now square towards Marcos Senesi. And Brentford still trying to play as tight as they can, but the Bournemouth have got some space to work into the Brentford half here now, and it's with Semenyo on the left hand side. Just a quick ball into Kluivert. He's saying he was fouled. The referee agrees, although Wanyeka and his teammates certainly don't. They feel as though perhaps Kluivert was making the most of that, but Michael Salisbury in a decent position, and now this is a decent position for Bournemouth to have a free kick as well.
Yeah, it really is. It's close to the penalty area, isn't it? It's potential shooting range, maybe just a little bit too wide for that, but Bournemouth, if they are going to put it into the box, the delivery has got to be better than what they've been trying so far. Semenyo's already making that instant impact, isn't it, since coming on that with 40 wood. Kluivert just draws the foul in, and stays down a little bit. Yes, maybe too far back for shooting range, but good opportunity to get the ball into the box once more.
Well, absolutely is. Alex Scott and Ryan Christie are standing over this one. Left foot and right footed option, and it certainly would favour the right foot if they want to get an in swing, and maybe Christie more of a sort of diagonal ball aimed at Semenyo, who's waiting at the far end of all those players. But it is Christie's ball into the 6-yard box. It's a header from James Hill, which is just over the bar. That's a really good opportunity, and maybe Hill should actually do better there. Yeah, he should. He does really well just to get himself up for it. It's a great ball into the box from Christie. The first time we've seen Bournemouth do that with the set piece. Hill, he's in a battle, isn't he? Yeah, I think. I mean, looking at that replay, Pinnock is actually doing what he can to try and put off James Hill, and that does have an impact. It makes it a little bit more difficult here for Hill to get a clean header. It's certainly a warning for Brentford. Long clearance now from Valdemarsson, straight onto the head of James Hill, heads it back into the Brentford half. Now it's with Pinnock up to Milambo, but he just can't make the ball stick this evening. Can Anthony Milambo? Didn't have a particularly auspicious debut against Nottingham Forest either. Needs to get a little bit more positive game time under his belt here at his new side. It's back with Valdemarsson under pressure there from Kluivert. Goes out towards the right-hand side here for Vandenberg. Ball over the halfway line, headed on by Sharda, out for a throw to Brentford on the right-hand side. And you can see there's a bit of activity on that Brentford bench. Can't quite see who's getting ready to come on, but it certainly seems like they're getting ready for a couple of players to make an appearance this evening. So you can see there Nathan Collins is getting ready to come on. Looks like Igor Thiago's getting ready to come on as well, and it may well be Dango Ouattara is the third player that I saw there as well. We'll confirm that in just a moment, but certainly looks like Brentford want to try and strengthen defence, midfield and attack. Get your thoughts in a second, but in the meantime Semenyo breaks out here for Bournemouth. He'll certainly be a strengthening for their side as they try to get some more attacking possession. He gets stopped though. It's out for a throw on the left hand side. Yeah,
it certainly is. You can see why Brentford would make those changes though in this game. I think Ouattara obviously just signed from Bournemouth, hasn't he, for quite a big fee. Already scored his first goal as well, so he'll be looking to strike back at his former club in this one. Collins, that leadership on the pitch as well. It looks like it's going to be a half mainly of defending for Brentford now as well, so they want the main defender on the pitch just sort of barking instructions, showing that leadership on the pitch. But yeah, about 11 minutes in, that's the first changes from Keith Andrews when they're eventually made, and already a triple change, so going quite big early.
Yeah, I suppose. I think Milambo's got to be one of the players to go off. I would assume that Dango Ouattara is going to come on for him. Sharda probably replaced by Igor Thiago. Maybe Vandenberg, because he's been getting the Premier League starts, he might get a bit of a rest in the last half an hour of this game. But it's Bournemouth in possession in Brentford territory, albeit a long way from the penalty here. It's back on the halfway line now here with Hill. Goes square to Arroyo. On the right-hand side now for Amin Adli. Tries to get away from the challenge of Rico Henry. Out for a throw to Bournemouth on the right-hand side. Arroyo waiting to take it now. Don't think those Brentford changes are quite ready yet. It's third Bournemouth player to take the throw on now, but it's all because they're waiting for Semenyo to come across, as he is a bit of a long throw expert for Bournemouth. He'll try and get as much distance as he can on this one. He'll have plenty to aim for inside that penalty. They really have crowded Valdemarson inside that 6-yard box as well. Long ball now from Semenyo, aimed at the edge of the 6-yard box. It's partially dealt with. It's going to drop over on the left-hand side, and that's the worst option that Julio Soler could have done there. He's got so many teammates inside the box, and he goes for this powerful shot which goes many yards over the bar. Yeah,
it's his worst shot on goal since the one that he did in the first half, where he completely got it wrong with his weak foot. This time it's on his stronger foot. That shot is never on though from that angle, with the amount of players in the way of it and the way it sits up for the volley. I think it's the wrong decision from him.
It's a once in a career goal, isn't it, where you just sort of get that right connection and get it into the top corner past the keeper. Generally speaking, he shouldn't really be taking that shot from there, as the ball's played back towards goalkeeper Petrovic. He was under pressure, but he's able to get the clearance in. And now Brentford are ready to make this change. Although I'm not sure, the referee has spotted it all now as well. So, as we mentioned, a triple change here for Brentford. Igor Thiago, Dango Ouattara and Nathan Collins all getting ready to come on. So, in fact, I beg your pardon, there's 4 Brentford players getting ready to come on here as well. So, let's make sure we got everything ready. So, the first change will be Kevin Sharda to go off. And it looks like it's going to be Matthias Jensen to go off as well. And so Nathan Collins will be coming on into defence. We can see that. Just wonder whether or not they're going to go to a back 4 now, with Aya playing as the right back. You can see that Milambo's going to be coming off. Dango Ouattara would make sense that he would come on for him. So Ouattara is on now for Milambo. Igor Thiago will be coming on for Kevin Sharda. And the final change here is going to be Aaron Hickey to go off as well. So interesting one that, really, in terms of Hickey being the final player to be changed here as well. Doesn't help as well that the fourth official, whether it's just the way that Brentford have given him the numbers, but clearly the substitutes don't match the positions, do they? So based on what we've just seen, Ethan Pinnock's been replaced by Igor Thiago, which he physically has been on the pitch, but clearly Igor Thiago isn't going to be playing at centre back, and sadly the TV pictures we're getting are using the same scheme. So Sharda has been replaced by Collins, which doesn't really make too much sense. But the point is, there have been 4 changes here for Brentford. And 4 changes at once. I mean, I suppose the idea behind that. By the way, Michael Coyote was the one player that I didn't mention there in that whole raft of changes. I'll try and make sense of that Brentford quadruple change in just a moment. But in the meantime, it is Bournemouth in possession. I think I can make sense of it now. So Coyote comes on for Hickey, he's going to play on the right. Collins is going to come on for Pinnock, he's going to be at centre-back. Dango Otara comes on for Milambo, and Igor Thiago replacing Kevin Shadow. I should be the fourth official. I got that a lot closer than what they did, but as I say, it may well be just those are the numbers that Brentford handed to him. But back to the action here, because Bournemouth are on the attack. It's Senesi's ball out towards the right-hand side. Rio then playing it back towards Marcos Senesi. And he has got a good left foot on him, so it makes sense that he would join the attack as well. His ball into the area allows a first touch here for Michael Coyote. And then a foul there from the former Bournemouth man, Dango Otara. It was a nice touch as well, that just as the game was about to kick off. I noticed that Andoni Iraola actually went to the trouble of going into the Brentford bench just to shake Dango Otara's hands. Obviously no hard feelings about him leaving as well. No,
there certainly isn't. I think it made sense for Ouattara as well. He wasn't probably going to start as much this season for Bournemouth. They've got the likes of Adley ahead of him.
Good money for him as well, 40 million exactly. is decent.
Very big fee for a player who's never really shined that much.
No, I mean, there's potential in that fee, isn't there? It's not for what he's done in the Premier League, it's what he could potentially do. Bournemouth have taken a free kick after Dango Otara gave that free kick away. Senesi hit the deck at the edge there, but referee Michael Salisbury was still looking at where the free kick was being taken. So Bournemouth still have possession here on the left-hand side. It is with Antoine Semenyo. Couldn't get the ball in himself. Tries to find Christie. Christie's ball is charged down. It's out for a throw to Bournemouth, which they take quickly. It's with Alex Scott now, around 40 yards out. He tries the ball into the box. It takes a big deflection, and that could have gone anywhere. Goalkeeper in the end is able to make what looked like a comfortable save. It looked like for a second it was going to flare up and go really into the corner there to make things difficult for Valdimarsson, but in the end it's a deflection that goes down the middle and he palms it over for a corner.
Yeah, smart goalkeeping. That all happens so fast. That deflection from Collins can go absolutely anywhere, but instead it just goes down the centre and Valdimarsson has to be alert to it. It's Alex Scott with the ball into the box once more. Whenever Bournemouth have put a good delivery into the area, it always seems like it comes from the former Bristol City midfielder, but Bournemouth goes short on this set piece.
They do, and it's gone to the edge of the... Oh, that's a terrible effort. Bournemouth shooting from outside the box this evening has been really poor, and it's even more frustrating from a Bournemouth point of view that every time they have these speculative efforts, they've got so many players in the box that might be in a better position.
Yeah, they really do. I've just been praising Alex Scott for his delivery as well, and he's just gone and sent one into the stands like that, so maybe should just stick with the crossing in this one, Alex Scott. But it's better again from Bournemouth. They're starting to get a bit closer towards Brentford. They've finally forced Valdimarsson into a real save in the second half. He did have one to make earlier in the half from Adley, but it was sort of relatively easy for him. That one's made him think about it a lot more, so Andoni Iraola will be appreciative of that. But looks like Brentford have got a free kick just halfway inside the bottom.
Yeah, they have. Soler was certainly shocked, or certainly he was acting like he was shocked the referee had given Brentford that decision, but it's going to be a good opportunity now for Matthias Jensen, and he needs to improve because some of his crossing this evening has left a lot to be desired, as Bournemouth are preparing to make at least one change. There may well be other players getting ready to come on. We can certainly see David Brooks, the Wales international. He's getting ready to come on anytime soon. We're going to see this free kick from Jensen first, though, from the right-hand side. And there's a line of Brentford players in the box that he can try and aim for. This looks like a slightly better free kick, aimed at the back post. It's headed down and it's out for a goal kick. I mean, at least it's sort of reached its target, but it's still that long looping ball aimed at one player, which is obvious to the defending team and actually quite difficult for the attacking team to use.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, Thiago can't do anything with that ball that he's given. There's no pace on it. He has to try and generate all the power of it on his own, and that's what he's trying to do. But yeah, once again, I'm just not a fan of that sort of set-piece type of delivery. I think it's better when it's a bit flatter, it's got that pace on it, and you can just sort of redirect it goalwards, or maybe even to a teammate who's across the 6-yard box. Doesn't work out for Thiago in the end, but a slight gradual improvement in Brentford's set-piece taking.
Slowly but surely, they're still only lead by a goal to nil on 64 minutes. Bournemouth back in possession inside the Bees half. It's now Christie back towards Senesi, I can see the logic with him coming on actually in the second half, because really, in terms of how he is on the ball, he's like a midfielder.
Yeah, he steps forward very high up the pitch, doesn't he? But that's a big mistake from Bournemouth. Brentford
they've been caught in possession here. It's Thiago finding Carvalho into the box. Carvalho does one feint, plays it back to Thiago, and then Coyote coming in, and Brentford have got a second. And it's on 64 minutes here. It's Thiago with the finish. 3 Brentford players pushing forward. And I've got to say that Bournemouth are paying the price there for some lax defending in midfield. I think it was Onyeka who broke forward winning that ball back, but then it was just a scramble inside the box. It almost felt as if Carvalho had held on to it for too long, but Brentford just about get it over the line, and now they've got a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, they really do. I thought he made an absolute hash of it at first, Carvalho, as the ball fell through to him. He's trying to get it on his right foot, which I thought was the wrong thing at first. I thought he should just let it run, take it on his left. It's Alex Scott, isn't it, who's dispossessed by Onyeka. Brilliant from him. Lays it off correctly to Carvalho, and then he just tries to cut inside, gets really lucky with the tackle made on him by Araujo. Thiago's at the back, just sort of sticks it in the net, similar to the finish from Carvalho for the first goal. Yeah, it's lucky for Brentford in that situation that they're not played offside as well, but yeah, great finish from Thiago.
It is, he'll be loving that, Igor Thiago. He joined Brentford at the beginning of last season and got injured in his first pre-season appearance, having scored twice, and then missed all of last season, barring a couple of substitute appearances towards the end. So he's delighted now. He's got his second goal in 3 appearances. And absolutely, he's sort of had an assist in the game on Saturday in the way his frame basically got the ball away, which allowed Dango Ouattara to then run in and score the only goal against Aston Villa. So he's been involved in goals in every game so far. Confirmation now that Justin Kluivert is off for Bournemouth. David Brooks to replace him, but now of course Brooks comes on with Bournemouth's task made doubly more difficult. Yeah,
it really does. I mean, it's all they can do though at this point, Bournemouth. They need that star quality on the pitch if they are going to remain in the Carabao Cup for another season. It's Brooks as well, who's a brilliant player, who's probably going to be going out to that right hand side. You imagine Semenyo will now come in the 10. There's been another change as well, Krupe coming off for Evan Nilsson, so Bournemouth throwing everything at it now, and you can expect that as well, because Krupe, he's found it tough to get involved in the game. They're clearly looking for that link up out there now between Brooks, Semenyo and Evan Nilsson if they are going to get anything out of it.
Well, absolutely, and it's now or never for Bournemouth. We've still got enough time it's clearly still got enough time to get 2 goals back here against Brentford. There's no problem with that, but yeah, just a couple of games to tell you about. It's getting interesting at Molineux. It's now 3-2 to Wolves. It was 2-2 at one stage in that game, but still problems for West Ham in terms of how open they are in defence. And I had a chance to hear Karen Brady on the radio a couple of weeks ago, giving a very interesting interview and making the point that it's West Ham, under her sort of time when she's been there, they tend to be patient with managers. I sort of felt like saying, well, Lopetegui might disagree with that. But the other one, of course, is Graham Potter, who's going to be testing that patience and that sort of long-term approach of the West Ham ownership very much, because he's never really had the new impact that the manager of... I'll skip my words out. He's never really had the impact a new manager would like to have at West Ham, and now he's under real pressure.
No, it certainly hasn't. Obviously, managers tend to have that manager bounce, don't they, where there's at least some sort of upturn in performance and results. Graham Potter has never had that for West Ham. And obviously, ever since those Brighton days, he's really struggled, hasn't he, in his career. Got tipped to be the England manager at some point, and I think that dream's pretty much gone up in flames from his Semenyo. Tries to get through and will go back towards the goalkeeper in the end. But West Ham, they're in massive trouble this season. This game obviously doesn't mean anything to them in league standard, but the fact they've already been beaten by Wolves this season, if that result stays as it is, it'll just inflict no confidence in him from the board.
It's 11 goals in 3 games conceded as well, so that's not ideal by any stretch. And as I say, the international break can't come soon enough here for Graham Potter, just for his sides and his coaches and everyone just to sort of regroup and have a think about things. As Iraola is trying to get some more instructions out to his players, he knows that there's still time for Bournemouth to get back into the game. And it's Brentford trying to get on the attack now with a long ball towards the edge of the area. It's only partially dealt with. It then drops to Christie, being closed down here by Carvalho. Holds on to the ball though, trying to spin away from trouble. Runs straight into Coyote. Christie then hits the deck, but Bournemouth do have it back here. It's played back towards Senesi. Doesn't waste any time at all. He plays this one out towards the right-hand side here for Araujo, who is over the halfway line. Finds Brooks. Brooks sends Araujo trying to hook up, but then Araujo giving a free kick away there as he's trying to... I think Brentford players are unhappy here because it looks like there was a bit of a tread down, and we can see that Carvalho is unhappy with this one here. Just see from the replay, I think there's a suggestion that there was a deliberate stamp down there, which I didn't see live, I must admit, but Carvalho seemed to be the only player really sort of kicking off about that.
Yeah, he looks really incensed by it, didn't he? Well, as his captain Jensen's just sort of trying to keep him away from it in the end. But yeah, he was absolutely incensed by that. We're just starting to boil over a little bit, maybe between the players. But Carvalho certainly looked frustrated by that. He's still in a heap on the floor at the moment as well, the Brentford man. There's going to be a card show.
Yeah, I think this may well be for the reaction rather than the challenge itself, though, as we've seen Michael Salisbury. He's going to show both players a yellow card, so it is... I suppose you could argue that Carvalho's got his wish because he wanted the referee to see that this was a bad challenge, and so just by the way he's reacted, it's now drawn a reaction from the player that was committing the foul. So now both of them have got a yellow card. So I suppose in that sense, Carvalho might say that he's right. There's a little bit of a tread there from Mario. I'm not quite sure how much intent you could say there really was in that. But it is going to be a free kick to Brentford, still inside their own half. We're over the three-quarter mark of the game. 17 minutes gone now. It is Bournemouth 0, Brentford 2, and it will be Josh to take us through to full time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Paul. Just seeing the ball go out for a throw-in now towards Bournemouth. So an hour in the book after tempers flared over just momentarily there at the Vitality Stadium. Carvalho, the scorer of the first, and sort of got the assist for the second goal after not really being in it, but nevertheless has helped his side out massively this evening. And Bournemouth still looking for a way back into it as Christie gets Arawa, who's just been booked back on the ball in space on the right hand side. It's now David Brooks who's on for his first couple of touches since we introduced just a few moments ago. Looks for that diagonal ball towards Semenyo. Won by a Brentford man though, and Onyeka can bring it down now before clearing it. Looks like it's quite the evening for Bradford City at the moment. They're now 3-0 up against Stoke City at the Bet365 Stadium. But here come Brentford down that right hand side now into the box. The ball comes across goal, might fall for Jensen. In the end it's Christie who gets there instead. Still a chance though here. Forward Sarah finds Carvalho now on the other side of the area, looking to maybe get on his right foot and go for the curl. Instead passes to Jensen. Carvalho back now with Henry making the overlapping run. Here is the English full-back. Has to turn back because he runs out of space. Back with Carvalho once again. Brentford just playing this one slowly at the moment before Jensen takes control once more. Finds Carvalho to his right, might be able to exploit that space. Instead goes for Onyeka to his right, and eventually the attack does slightly peter out. Maybe a bit of game management there from Keith Andrews and Brentford, just slowing it down, but they're coming forward once again. It's a really nice passing move so far from the West London outfit. Still got hold of the ball as Onyeka charges forward again towards Ouattara once more, eventually forcing Collins to come forward, but Bournemouth done well to win it back there. It's Evan Nilsson, the striker, doing his defensive duty, and Brooks is free now down the right hand side. It's a 3-on-3 here for Bournemouth. David Brooks finds Evan Nilsson just up everything. Flag might go up, there's the shot, it's saved, cleared off the line as well. It wasn't given as an offside, so
no,
Nilsson
there wasn't an offside, and the referee actually pointed to his watch as if to say it's not gone over the line either. So there's certainly the offside flag never went up, but a long ball now played up towards Igor Thiago. But that's a warning for Brentford. It's Henry feeling like there might have been a foul in the build-up, and then the ball is rolled into Evan Nilsson. Valdemarsen's got to do a little bit better there, I think. He opens his body up and never really gets in the way of it at all. Yeah,
he's looking like Evan Nilsson can't really get any solid sort of contact on it. At times he's run to perfection by the looks of things.
He does get a hand to it, in fairness to the keeper. I just wasn't too happy with his positioning, but here come Bournemouth again.
Yeah, it's around now on the right wing once more, looking for the cross from deep. Gets it towards the back post. There's Semenyo waiting for it. It's headed out though by Coyote. Might go all the way for Arawa once more. Now he's under pressure though from Rico Henry this time with his back to goal, and Rico Henry with some wonderful defending there just to let that sort of bounce off Arawa now for a throw-in.
Yeah, that's what Brentford need, just to take a little bit of the pressure off here. With 18 minutes plus injury time still to play, Bournemouth are going to make another change here. It's going to be their fifth and final change. Looks like, is that Tyler Adams getting ready to come on? And who's going to be coming off here, I wonder? Might be Scott or Christie. They'll be the two natural replacements, I would imagine, for Tyler Adams. And so, yeah, it is going to be Ryan Christie that goes off.
Yeah, no surprise to see Adams introduce such an important player for Bournemouth. An absolute bulldog in that midfield. He was fantastic against Wolves at the weekend. He's been a brilliant player when he can stay fit, Tyler Adams. The American's always had a few injury sort of problems throughout his career, both in Germany and England. He's really nailed down that starting spot in Andoni Iraiola's team. It's just a good battle breaking out there on the right hand side before Bournemouth finally come away with it. Here is Tyler Adams now for his first touches. Lays it off to Senesi, one of the other substitutes in this game. Lovely skill from him just to take him inside. Goes for the chip ball over the top. Might find Evan Nilsson, brings it down in the penalty. He's got his back to goal once more. It's Vandenberg who stands him up in the end, and I can bring this one out now for the away side before thumping it out for a throw-in. It was a lovely skill from Evan Nilsson just to bring it down inside the area, and immediately those substitutes, you can sort of see the difference in quality between the Bournemouth starting players for this game and the men who've come on the field. However, looking for that a little bit more at the moment, as with 16 minutes to go, Bournemouth are going to be heading out of the Carabao Cup. Just seeing the stats again, 10 shots for Bournemouth. I think for all the possession that they've had as well, Brentford have had it in the opposition box a lot more. Just shows they've been able to do a lot more with the ball when they've had it.
That is a very surprising stat to see the amount of efforts that Bournemouth have had, albeit on target it's been a limited amount, but Brentford with so many more touches of the ball in the box, and the fact they've scored twice as well, it really does show that Bournemouth just have been lacking that efficiency, and now Brentford have won themselves a decent throw on here as well after a long ball played to the edge of the area, and a header out here from James Hill.
Yeah, it's in a fantastic area for them as well. Maybe just to try and wind down the clock a little bit. Brentford are in no hurry at all to take this set piece. Kayode is coming across for it as well, so we'll see what the plan is with this one. They have gone for the long throw option quite often in this game so far, Brentford. I think they're going to do it again now with Kayode. So go straight into the area. About 15 minutes left to go. Still Bournemouth 0, Brentford 2. Kayode the substitute to launch it into the penalty area. Just waiting on the approval at the moment. Just sort of walking to his side and wait for the jostling in the box to maybe stop it. It is boiling over though once again. It's a year, isn't it? And those Bournemouth players clashing. So Kayode's going to have to wait on this once more.
Yeah, I mean, this will actually favour Brentford because it's time wasted that you never get back in full at the end of the game. But referee just trying to call over a couple of players to a diffuse situation. Aya is an aggressive player in set pieces, but then is he any different to big defenders playing for every team? I mean, the fact is that there is wrestling going on every time there is a set piece. Referees tolerate it. Then they come over and say don't do that, and then the referee walks away and the players do exactly the same thing again. So and they'll be doing it now as well. As soon as the referee walks a couple of yards away from them, they're going to start pushing and shoving again. So it's just a little bit for the sake of the referee just trying to stamp his authority down. But now finally Kayode can take this throw. Yeah,
and it comes now. It's towards the centre of the goal. It's a good delivery as well. Might fall for Jensen. Onyeka gets to strike from the edge. Never really catches it clean in the end. Well, he does actually. He wins a deflection off a Bournemouth man, so it's going to be another set piece.
It was never going on target, though, was it, that strike from Onyeka? You could tell as soon as he hits it, you could tell that this one was going to go wide. But with that deflection, at least it's the consolation. Oh, it's going a mile wide as well. But with that deflection, at least it's the consolation of a corner.
Yeah, it certainly is. Another chance now for Brentford to get it into the penalty. A potential shock on the cards here as well at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday with all their off-the-field problems, currently leading Leeds United in the Premier League team, of course, in the Cup. Jamal Lewis found the opening. It's Brentford now, though, with this set piece towards the back post. Lots more pace on that one. Does go back across goal as well before Bournemouth get the clearance. That's towards Jensen, and now Ouattara making the run up ahead of him. Cross into the box is a good one. Might find a man at the back. It's the Brentford man who wins it as well. It's Collins, the substitute, wins the header, but can't get it on target.
No, he's kicking off a bit there, Collins, as if to say that maybe there was a touch of a Bournemouth play. You mentioned that's a shock on the cards. I mean, Leeds have made a lot of changes, but that 11 of Darlow, Byron, Bornau, Bio, Harrison, Gruev, Longstaff, Aronson, Piru, Okafor and Chea, they really should be doing better against the Sheffield Wednesday side, who themselves have actually made quite a few changes.
Yeah, they certainly have. Leeds have obviously got a lot better squad depth than Sheffield Wednesday. There's £20 million plus players on the pitch there for Leeds, and they're struggling so far against a team that, against a club that can barely really field the team at the moment. A lot of academy players having to be on the pitch at Hillsborough.
But see, we made the point earlier about teams that are going to be focusing on the cup. We spoke about Stoke City, and I suppose from Leeds' point of view, nobody wants to see their side lose, but if it means that Leeds are just a break off from that because Evan Nilsson wins the ball back at the edge of the area. Great chance this for Bournemouth. His strike is saved though by Valdimarsson, and then a very cool, calm Kayode brings the ball away from his own penalty area and leaves it for Jensen. Yeah,
Brentford are going to continue with this attack as well. Maybe a mix up there at the back between the goalkeeper and Hill. It's not in the end. It's time to perfection. Petrovic comes off his line just to take it away from the run of the Brentford man. Yeah, this is the first time we've seen Evan Nilsson really getting a major shot. Nice touch to take it to the right of Rico Henry, and Valdimarsson has to make his biggest save of the game so far, you'd say.
He does, but this is chaotic from Brentford here at the edge of their own box. They actually had possession, and Evan Nilsson managed to dispossess two Brentford players, Jensen and then Collins, to get the shots away. Decent save from Valdimarsson, but again, Brentford lucky there was nobody there on the follow-up.
Yeah, coming down the left side now is Soler. Maybe he's won the free kick there as well. It's Carvalho, one of the goal scorers for Brentford, who's just pushed him over. It's on that far line as well. We'll see if the referee does go to his book for
Well, it'll be a second yellow for Carvalho if he does, so I think that's why Carvalho was so apologetic there, wasn't he? Big smile on his face saying, oh, it's alright ref, I'll help him get up, because he doesn't want to attract too much attention to the fact that, although that would have been a pretty harsh second yellow, but you never know with some referees, they can occasionally surprise you as well. We've still got 11 minutes to play, but it's Brentford still leading 2-0.
Yeah, it certainly is at the moment, aren't they? Just about 11 minutes left, as Paul says, and they look fairly comfortable. Evan Nilsson's just had that shot across goal, of course. Bournemouth, for all the possession, still haven't looked as threatening as they can usually do, and it's Rico Henry bursting forward now for the away side, just up to the penalty box before Bournemouth eventually get players back. He's still held on to it though, Rico Henry. Great work from him. Tyler Adams is pulling at his shirt. He's surely been fouled there as well, the Englishman. he's not. He's won it for his side. Onyeka now with a strike from the edge of the area, and what a poor effort on goal that one turns out to be from Onyeka. It's great work from Rico Henry just to keep persevering down the left side. It fell to Onyeka in space on the edge of the area, however completely got his shot wrong.
He did, and then as soon as that replay of the shot was finished, they showed us Onyeka live chasing someone down and trying to win a tackle. That's what he's good at. That shot is it sums up what Onyeka's threat in front of goal. That's not to say he can't take a decent effort, but he's already had a couple of efforts today, and most of them have been a long way wide.
Yeah, certainly. It looks like there's been the first full-time result in the 7:45pm EFL Cup games. Wolves have beaten West Ham 3-2 in that all-Premier League clash at Molineux. So other results, of course, will be following just after that game gone on the way at 7:30, of course. And all these kickoffs that we're doing now is on the 7:45. It's Hill at the back now for Bournemouth. Into the final 10 minutes on the south coast. Bournemouth 0, Brentford 2. Going down the left now is Soler. Soler with his ball into the box looking for Evan Nilsson. It's headed out only as far as Alex Scott, who picks it up though. Scott driving to his left before laying off to Semenyo. Onto the penalty area, just worming his way through at the moment. Can't find a way past the Brentford wall that's been set up inside the penalty area. Brentford eventually getting it clear. It will be a throw-in though to Bournemouth just around the halfway line. See that from Soler. Just look a good player on the ball. There has been a yellow card as well there for Thiago, one of the substitutes for Brentford.
It's a deserved one as well. Yeah, there wasn't much effort to play the ball. Brings the man down, so an easy decision there for Michael Salisbury. Here come Bournemouth now with David Brooks.
Yeah, Brooks on the right now, chips it in towards the box. It's not got anyone who's making the run onto it though. And Valdemarsson won't be happy just to collect that one in his hands. Oh, there Brooks has found it. Found it tough to get involved since being introduced to the field. The other substitute, Evan Nilsson, I think has made a better impact. So has Semenyo, but Brooks has always got that quality on his left foot. Defenders can't afford to give him the space like that, as they will be punished more often than not. Not on that occasion though, and Bournemouth will come forward once again on that far side, just past the halfway line. Areola getting his the ball came to him, just scooped up in his arms before getting the ball back for the throw-in. Scott driving forward there, has been fouled as well. It's about 35 yards or so from goal. Another free kick for Bournemouth. They haven't been great at utilising them so far. It's Cavalli who's given away the free kick once again. He's on a booking, of course. Maybe needs to be a bit more careful.
He does. Well, that's the second time, isn't it, that he's committed a foul once he's already been booked, Fabio Carvalho. So he wants to really be careful not to grab the referee's attention again. But this free kick for Bournemouth, it's almost too central, a little bit too far away. That's why no surprise Alex Scott's played it short. Yeah,
so now with the cross into the box, the headers go up. Semenyo might be able to bring that one down. He actually does in the end before Coyote deals with him. Adams is having a good battle there with Jensen just on the far side for the control. It's Soler's going to take this throw in though now. Jensen's surely going to be penalised by the referee for that. He drags Soler down, but no foul or yellow card needs to be given. Has a bit of a laugh with Tyler Adams about the situation as well in the aftermath of it.
Well, in fairness, there was a challenge earlier in the game where a Bournemouth player stopped Rico Henry taking the throw on quickly, and on that occasion there was no yellow card. Onyeka's now down on the ground complaining of a problem. Now, Brentford did make 4 changes in one go, but they have left themselves one change here. So potentially if Onyeka can't play, then there may still be one more change for him.
Yeah, certainly might be. Looks like there's going to be another stoppage in play though in this one. We haven't had as many in the second half, of course. We had quite a few in the first half, which led to 5 minutes being added on by the fourth official, but the second half has gone relatively smoothly, apart from this one now for Onyeka. Mr. Brentford made 4 changes, so they've got that spare one if they do require it. Just give me the chance to go through some of the other scores currently in the EFL Cup. Cambridge leading Charlton by 3-1. Doncaster having a good evening in Lancashire. They're leading Accrington by 2-0. Barnsley have come from behind to now be they're now leading Rotherham 2-1 in that South Yorkshire derby. Birmingham still 1-0 down against Port Vale. There's Bromley and Wycombe drawing 1-1. So are Burnley and Derby. Burton and Lincoln currently goalless. Cardiff beating Cheltenham 3-0. Millwall lead Coventry by a goal to 0 in that all championship affair. Norwich losing 3-0 to Southampton, another championship game. Preston 2-2 with Wrexham. Stoke losing 3-0 to Bradford, so in the final 5 minutes. But we are going to get back underway now at the Vitality. It's a long throw in from Semenyo. It's a really poor one though on that far side. It doesn't go past the first man, and Bournemouth are going to be first to play it on the ground once more. Bit of space on the edge for them to work with if they utilise it properly. If they don't, it goes to Alex Scott. Now with Brooks once again cutting inside from the right wing. Finds Adams waiting for it in the middle before going back towards James Hill. Wigan also leading Stockport County by a goal to 0 in that game. There's Brooks now on the edge of the area, feeds it through for Semenyu's up towards the byline, trying to cut back on it. It gets lost under his feet, but he still maintained possession. Finds Brooks in the penalty area, goes for his shot on the right foot, on his weaker foot as well. Got some good power on it, forces Valdemarsen down onto his knees to make the save. It's a shot for Bournemouth.
It is a shot on target from Bournemouth. It's good work from Brooks. And it's, as I say, it's a good lesson for anyone who always wants to get it on their preferred foot. That was a decent strike with the weaker foot, albeit it did go straight down the middle and an easy save for Valdemarsen. And a long ball played up towards Igor Thiago, who then bumps into Senesi, and that will be a free kick. Franco Onyeka can't play on anymore, so he's off to be replaced by the young Ukrainian Yehor Yarmolenko.
Yeah, fantastic effort from Onyeka though this evening. He's played most of the game with that injury that he picked up, of course, and now we'll get a well-deserved rest in the meantime. But Brentford still got a lot of defence to do in this one. We are into the final 5 minutes at the Vitality Stadium. Still Bournemouth 0, Brentford 2. Bournemouth have got a bit of a mountain to climb at the moment if they are going to remain in the Carabao Cup this season. I'm sure they would appreciate a cup run. They're probably going to finish around the sort of mid-table mark again this season, you'd imagine. There won't be any trouble, but maybe too far to pursue any European places. There's a bit of a late tackle there by the Brentford man on that far side.
I think Coyote's got a booking for that. I think it was a lunge there, and yeah, the referee is going to show the Brentford right back a yellow card here. So they're inviting these set pieces, Brentford. They've given away a few free kicks in the last 10 minutes or so. As we see, the ball was there to be won by Coyote, but he is late on that one, and it's an easy decision for the referee.
Yeah, it definitely is. And how much will they rue that one? It's going to be on that far side. Michael Coyote picks up another booking in this game. It did take a while for the referee to first brandish a card, however he has been a bit more free-flowing with them now. He joins Thiago and Carvalho, who are already in the book for Brentford this evening. So it's going to be the in-swinger on that far side. It's Alex Scott who's standing over it once more, who's proven that he can put a good ball into the box. He goes short this time towards Brooks on the edge of there. He goes for the first time strike as well. It's wide, it takes a deflection, it's going to be a corner. Brooks races over to take it as well. It's going to be the in-swinger from him. A bit more urgency being shown now by Bournemouth. The no time is starting to run out. Up goes the arm from Brooks. Tyler Adams is going to show short for it, but Brooks does find the American as well. And he goes back to Brooks. He's in an offside position. That is a massive waste of a set piece.
It is a massive waste, and it's such an easy thing where teams just always forget you can't be offside when you take a set piece. But of course, as soon as the ball goes back to you, if you are in an offside position, then you can be offside, and that's exactly what's happened there. Free kick to Brentford now, and Valdemarsen waiting to take. We've got 2.5 minutes before we hit injury time in this game.
Yeah, we certainly do. And only must be sort of tearing his hair out, I should say, after seeing that waste of a set piece. Bournemouth finally have a chance to do it. There's a bit of tussling and jostling as well in the box that led to the free kick being given. It goes direct from the goalkeeper. It's picked up well by Thiago on that far side. Battles with Adlit, still in play at the moment as Thiago's hit the deck. It's Senesi who's trying to win it. Coyote getting in there as well before Semenyo tries to bring it across. There's so many players involved though, and Bournemouth eventually do well to come away with a throw-in. So he's in quite a rush to get the game back underway, as can be expected. It's like Millwall have made it 2-0 in their game against Coventry at the Den in that game, so Millwall look to be sailing through. That game was delayed, so they're only on about 78 minutes played in South London. As Bournemouth come forward once again with Senesi driving it from the heart of defence. Finds Adams just up ahead of him, who's looking for his next pass forward. And Senesi, who's continued his run, he's done well there just to try and feed it through to Semenyo. Brentford do get a man in the way of it, Sayer, who clears it out. He's claiming it should be a throw-in, and he's successful that one as well. Referee in agreement with him, and another throw-in chance for Semenyo.
Yeah, well, we know that Semenyo's throws can be like crosses, but he decides to take a short one this time.
Yeah, he finds his man who just comes short for it, and Bournemouth again choosing not to get it into the box. They're going to play it slow. It's going to go in from the left side. It's a decent ball in. There's a long jump up from James Hill, who found himself forward. He's had another chance at a header early on in the second half. Goes for it again there, a bit too far out, and lobs it over the stand.
It's been the same old with Bournemouth all evening, unfortunately, that they've had a lot of possession in the Brentford final third, but they've struggled to really create any kind of decent opportunities in that final third. And when crosses have gone into the box, the efforts have been wide. All the headers barring a couple have really been disappointing. So Iraola can't really say that his side haven't had chances in the game. They have, it's just they've not taken them, whereas Brentford have had few chances, but they've taken them well.
Yeah, certainly have. Brentford doing the job so far, and a few Bournemouth fans maybe sensing that's really the end of any sort of fight back in this game. They're starting to pour out of the exits for this one. The team will continue fighting though, as Brooks is just past the halfway there now. Arawa making the run to his right. Brooks tries to go inside, which I think is the wrong decision in the end, because Jensen's right in the way of him and wins the ball back. It's fallen to Alex Scotland, who's done some really good footwork just to drive down that right hand side. We're going to get 5 minutes added on at the Vitality Stadium. Is that enough time for Bournemouth to mount quite an unlikely comeback? There's quite a game going on at Deepdale in Lancashire at the moment, as Wrexham have appeared to have stole that one in added time against Preston. It's now 3-2 to the Welsh side in that one. There's been another yellow card shown now to Arawa, and that will be his second yellow of the game. A bit of showmanship maybe on the right hand side, and just went in with the foul. He's been shown a red card, so Bournemouth down to 10 men for the end of this game. If there was any chance of a fight back happening, that's surely the end of it.
Well, it looks like it, doesn't it? Arroyo runs straight down that tunnel, doesn't even look up at his own bench, and that's probably the right thing. And Brooks, I mean, the ball was played forward there, and it's Scott who loses the ball. Brooks then tries to keep it in after Henry was turning, and Arroyo just doing a little bit too much there, but I can't quite see. Oh, there's a little tread down there, isn't there? I think that's what he's got his yellow card for. And we'll see here again. Henry gets the ball away, and then as Igor Thiago tries to turn, as he's falling, you can see that Arroyo. Oh, that's a nasty one. I mean, that you could argue that's a red on its own, really.
Yeah, it certainly could have been. Carvalho was sort of incensed at, he was sort of claiming a little tramp, a little sort of tread down, wasn't he, a bit earlier on in the second half, and
just shows that it obviously shows that Arroyo does have form for something like that. But now Brooks again just trying to overcomplicate things there. He tried to slide that ball away, and he didn't. It was under no pressure to give away a corner. But now by doing that, he has put the ball out, and say Bournemouth shooting themselves in the foot here. In added time, they've had a man sent off, and now they've given away a corner as well.
Yeah, certainly have. It's going to be Jensen standing over the corner as well, so it's going to go straight into the box. By the looks of things, Bournemouth haven't got anyone showing short for it. Clearly got enough. Brentford haven't got anyone showing short for it. Goes towards the back post for the looping ball once more. It's brought away though by Alex Scott, who's covered a lot of ground in this game, and he's still going up towards the halfway line now. Brilliant work from the England under-21 international. Finds Evan Nilsson. Lovely turn from him up to the edge of the penalty area. Evan Nilsson goes for goal as well. It's deflected. It's going to be another corner for Bournemouth just on that near side. Wonderful counter-attack from the home side, and it's a good block from Brentford.
But the problem for Bournemouth is that Brentford have had so little attacking possession that Bournemouth haven't had many chances to go on a counter-attack, but we know they are so good at it, and that was a lovely counter-attack from the Cherries there. And the shot in the end from Evan Nilsson taking a big deflection, but still 2.5 minutes to go. Corner kick.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it comes now towards the box. Big header away though by Collins. Carvalho taking no chances as well, just thumps it back downfield. It's Petrovic who's up towards the halfway line at this point. Yeah, it goes direct out towards that left side. Semenyo challenging for it. It's Bournemouth who Brentford win the initial header. Senesi comes forward before it's sent back the way of the Cherries. Adams has no other choice on this occasion than to find Petrovic. Gets the return pass in a little bit more space than he was just a couple of moments ago. Now on the far left hand side with Soler chopping inside. He's got Semenyo to his right, finds him. And with Adams who's bringing up the rear of the attack. Soler on the left wing going for the cross. It's resolute defending once more though from Brentford. It will be a throw-in on the far side though for Bournemouth, so another chance to launch it into the box. Looks like Semenyo is going to go deep on this, going to go for the long throw-in from deep on this occasion. I think that's sort of the only choice now for Bournemouth. Just get it into the box as much as you can and try and win any sort of knockdown, and it comes from Semenyo. It's headed out though by Ayer, back towards Semenyo, down towards it on his left foot, cross into the box, dealt with easily. And as far as Adams, Soler picks the ball up. Looks like Leeds United have found an equaliser in that game against Hillsborough against Sheffield Wednesday. Soler driving now, finds Hill in the box, might take a stab at it, still going for it. Hill in the end of Senesi, who's sort of getting in each other's way. Evan Nilsson's on the floor before Brooks tries to go for goal. It's blocked by Brentford. It's away for what looks to be a throw-in as well. It seemed like they all got in each other's way there.
They did, yeah. There was almost too many cooks on that occasion, wasn't there? All trying to sort of go for that ball just at the edge of the 6-yard box. Bournemouth coming again here now. The long ball down the left-hand side. It should just be kept in play here by Soler.
Yeah, just about is. He's up by the corner flag. It's Coyote. He needs to be careful. He's on a yellow card as well in this one. Will eventually win it, but Bournemouth managed to snuff out his clearance. It's Senesu's all the way up, goes behind, and it will be a goal kick. You'd imagine 30 seconds left of the allocated 5 minutes. That will probably be it now for Bournemouth, and Brentford look to have done a good job tonight.
They do, yeah. Quite a few Bournemouth fans making their way to the exits now. Both these sides away from home at the weekend, both playing at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Brentford away to Sunderland, Bournemouth away to Spurs. So I say, big different sort of test for both teams, really. We'll see how Brentford get on. Sunderland were very good in their first game at home against West Ham. Spurs have looked very good in their first 2 games, full stop. So it'll be a big test for Bournemouth here as the ball goes up to the halfway line.
Yeah, it certainly does. And the referee decides that is enough. Bang on the 95 minutes played. And it's Brentford who advance to the next round. They've done a job on Bournemouth on the South Coast this evening. The goals coming from Fabio Carvalho and then the substitute Igor Thiago. Send them through to the next round. It's finished Bournemouth 0, Brentford 2. Thank you very much for joining us.